ultimate hobby. This is the building of the Starship Enterprise. Its continuing mission to create a beautiful centerpiece, to seek out new builders and young model makers, to boldly go where no model has gone before.
Welcome back everyone to the Model Frontier. If you're new to the channel, make sure to smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. That way you don't miss a second of any of my great content. So here we are again. Wow, these videos are coming rapid fire, one after another it seems lately, huh? Well, as you can tell, we're back on the bridge of the Enterprise because we have a new build for the Enterprise D model. If you look at the magazine and you've already taken a look at what you get, at first, it seems like a lot of the same stuff we've always been doing. You know, framing, panels, all that stuff. But today we got a special issue because today we're going to finally start to get an idea of what this lower section of the ship looks like assembled. We already know what the saucer section is going to look like assembled, but now we're going to finally get a sense of the size of this thing and just what it's going to look like when it's all done. Real great issue, a lot to do, so without further ado, engage. So the first part of stage 83 is going to focus in on this middle section of the saucer. We got our the first step is we got our two light strips. They want you to bend both of them in this direction. And obviously we're going to put one in right here. And it's going to be held down with a bracket and a single AM screw. We got that in. We got to plug it in. They do tell you to plug it into the second PCB, but I've got my wires organized a little differently. So I'm just going to plug it into any port that doesn't blink on the third PCB. And it needs to go in a 2-prong port, so I'm just going to plug it into that one. You can clearly see that one doesn't blink, so we're good on that. Your second light, they're going to want you to put into this piece of the frame. And it's going to go in here with the wire going out under this section. And it's going to be held in with a bracket and again, an AM screw. Just like that. Now we're going to go ahead and put this piece onto our saucer section. And it's going to go right into this middle part here. As always, we have a hole right. So as always, we have two things to pay attention to at this point. We have a hole here that's got to go into this one, but we've also got this formation light, which we have to make sure goes under that and comes right to the edge here. So a lot of stuff, a lot of moving parts here we gotta get into place. Should be plenty of room to go under with this, apparently. Kind of like that. Now we're going to make sure that we can get all of our other wires to not be pinched. Thread stuff through where we want it to go. Once you're satisfied where everything's going, this one's being held by a bunch of screws. You're putting an AM screw into this section here. And then as usual, FM screws here and BM screws all the way up top. I'm going to put those all in and we'll come right back. And there we go. I don't mind telling you that was a lot of finicky work and tough work to do. And as you can maybe see, I accidentally pinched this wire down. The final step in this stage is they want you to plug this light into the board. Again, they tell you to use board 2, but mine's all taken up, so I just plugged it into another spot where the light doesn't blink. When you turn it on, it should look like that. Now that's all for this stage. We do have to save this piece for later, so just put this with your other parts that you aren't using yet and set it aside till we need it. So here we are, the start of stage 84, and we got one of these, which we haven't done some of these in a while. So you're going to put in 13 clear windows and 10 dark windows. And of course, I've done my light bleed fix so that no light's going to come through that. And then we've got 2 strings of lights and 2 reflectors to put on. The bigger reflector is going to go on this side, the smaller one's going to go on this side. And both strings of lights are the same, so as always, I do recommend doing one side first and then the second side. So we're going to start on the left side here. This one, the white and the yellow, is going to go into this side. And obviously, red and black goes on this side. And we get that down into place and then secure it with BP screws. Just like that. Then once you got that secured into place, we'll repeat the same thing on the other side. And the wires are going to go in the same order. That, and then again we're going to secure those down also with the BP screws. It's just like that. Remember, with P screws you only want to screw in until you start to feel resistance. M screws you want to screw in until they're as tight as you can get them. Now we got to go back over to our saucer section because we have stuff to do there, so I'll meet you back there when you get it. So the first thing they want us to do is to take this other string of lights and we're going to thread it through here and into there. So I want you to thread these through just like this. And then we're going to plug it in to a port here. They show going to the 3rd port up. Just like that, and we check our switch. Those do light up. Now we're going to take this panel going to thread them through this middle section and up into here. This is going to be a little bit of a snaky situation, but we're going to figure it out. Then once we get those in, we're going to plug them into the ports here. I did move the one because they want you to plug these in here. Like that. And once again, I'm going to test to make sure everything's working. They are lighting up, so that's good. Next is going to be the fun part. Because now we're going to take this piece that we did back on stage 82, and we're going to start connecting stuff to it. So on this one, looks like they want this wire to go here. This one's going to go here. Hold on a minute. And then it's all going to get held together in here. We still don't have anything to screw it down with yet. I'm going to turn it, trying to hold these all together. Bend these all down so that they go down in there. I'm going to connect this over to here and there, like that. And these are going to get held into place with the trio of FM screws. There you go. I don't mind telling you, that was a lot of tricky work to do, but all the lights turn on. So that's what they want you to do with that. Now we're going to put the saucer aside, and we're going to go work on the battle section that we've been working on. So for this part of 84, they want us to add the lights to our battle section that we were working on last time. So you're going to take, there's quite a few light strips in this set. So you want, obviously, this one, they want you to use the green, the one with the green wire here. And we're going to put it in to the reflector. The green and yellow is going to go up top. The red and black is going to go on the bottom one. Gotta keep this wire out of the way here. And then once we get those in, we're going to hold it in place with 6 BP screws. Just like that. And then of course, if you haven't already, you're going to go test it with using your saucer section to make sure that they all light up. They will. So once we get that done, it's important to also remember that you're leaving a few of these empty. You're leaving a lot of these screw holes empty. So don't go putting screws in every one of these. You only use the 6 screws right where they show them in the instructions, right where I'm showing you here. It's very important to remember that, and you'll see why in a bit. But for now, that is it for stage 84. So for stage 85, we're going to start work on another panel. The first thing we do is we put in our 10 escape pod covers. Now we're going to put this piece on it to do light blocking. That gets held in place with a pair of AM screws, just like that. And then we've got this section here that we have to put on. The way to tell what direction it goes, this L-shaped section right here is going to point off to this direction. So this yellow section goes off to the right. They don't really show you that in the instructions, but this is the part that goes in that direction. And that's going to get held in with a pair of the IM screws. So just like that, and now we're going to bring this over to our saucer section so that we can add it to the ship. Specifically, it's going to go right into this section here. I'm doing something a little different, obviously. I'm going to keep my saucer section and work on all of it together for the filming, but I would highly recommend doing that. But of course, when I edit this, it'll all edit just in the stages that you would be doing it in. Once you hear that snap, that's good. That's what you want to hear. Once you get that into position, you're going to hold that down with a pair of FM screws. And then, of course, once you got that nice and tight in there, we're going to put on our escape pod cover to cover that screw up. Just like that. And now we're going to go back on to do some more work on the battle section, the middle of the battle section. So grab that and I'll meet you back here. So the next part of stage 85 is going to have us bring back over this battle section, and as I'm sure you could guess, we got another set of windows. It's just going to fit in right here. And once you get that in, that is it for stage 85. Now, folks, here's the big one, stage 86. We're going to be bringing a lot of stuff together, and starting to get some ideas as to what the ship is going to look like. But we're going to start simply enough. Another panel, 8 escape pod covers. And as always, we've got a light blocker to put on. And we're going to have a front section to put on. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put this light block panel in with a pair of the AM screws. Just like that. Now we got this piece to put on. This hole here is going to be on this side of the ship of the panel. It's about the only way you're going to be able to tell. I mean, there is a little notch there, but it's tough to see where that is in the instructions. So this hole is more towards the left of the section. And again, that's going to get held into place with a pair of IM screws. Just like that. Now we're going to take it over to our saucer section, and I'm sure you know what's coming next. We're going to put that panel right into this section of the saucer. I want to keep this light to the side though. Once we get that snapped into position, we're going to hold that in with a pair of the FM screws. There we go. Once we get that nice and tight, you guessed it, escape pod cover to cover it up. Just like that. Now we're not quite done here yet. We're going to be doing something with this light now. You may have noticed we got a green navigation light thing here. At least they're saying it's green. Okay, it looks like it is. So they want you to kind of put the light in here. This is going to be very tricky to do. And there you go. I don't mind telling you that is a very tricky thing to get in there. But we're not going to secure it down, but you can clearly see it's blinking green. So we're good there. That is it for the saucer section. Now we're going to go get a couple pieces of our battle section, and we got a lot of work to do on that. So go grab that and meet me back here. So now in this stage, we're in this part of stage 86, we're back to the battle section again. And of course, we got another set of lights and a reflector to add. So just like before, if we turn it this way, the green and the yellow are going to go into this part. And the red is gonna go. The red and the black are gonna go into this one. So we're just gonna have to fiddle around with it to get it right. Might do good using the little groove here to get the red one in first. Without crossing any of the wires here. Get our green and yellow one in. And once those are in place, we're again going to hold them in with 6 more BP screws. Just like that. So now all our reflectors are in, both sets of our windows are in, and we still have a bunch of holes in here, which you had to leave open because now we're gonna get to some exciting stuff. So the first thing they want us to do in bringing this all together is they want us to take the board here out because we're gonna need to move it off to the side. moved our board to the side. We're going to take this section and now we gotta run some wires through it. So this longer 4-prong one is going to go here. So now I got my wires back exposed here, so we have some room to work with. We're going to put these through in a very specific way. So this shorter wire is going to go through this side, and these two wires are going to go through this square, and then we're basically pulling everything up. Goal is to get these 2 points here onto these two points here. And once we get that in place, we can hold those down with 2 DP screws. Just like that. And now we're going to go get our second middle section and continue on. So now we're going to take the section we were just working on, that we've been working on here, this section here, and we're going to put it into this part. Now, you're going to have these 2 wires they want on. If you think of this section, this line here in the middle here, they want these 2 cords to go on this side and this one to go on that side. It's important that we feed these through right. So it looks like we're going to feed the 2 cords under this one here. And the single cord is going to go underneath that one there. Put my book down for a minute here. And then we're going to flip it over. Once we get that in place, I'm going to flip it. Line everything up. Because now it's time to secure this down with a combination of CP screws and DP screws. We're going to start with the CP ones first because we're only using 4 of those. And then once we got those 4 screws in there, we're going to be using 8 of the DP screws to secure this down in several other positions. It looks like we're going to have to move this. So it looks like we have 2 on the outer part here. Oh, not those ones though. There are these holes here. So we'll start with those ones. Next, we're going to do these 2 right here. Then we have a single one, which is way down into this one here, into this spot. And then we have 3 more here, here, and there. So now we got that done. We're going to bring back our circuit board. And if you saved your FM screws from when you took this out, then just reuse those. If not, they do supply you with more FM screws to screw it back into place. Now with that in place, we're going to connect our wires here. To the board. So we have this wire to go here. This one they want you to put in here. I think I'm going to put that one in last, actually. I want you to fill the bottom section up here. The blue wire set going in that one. And you'll have this one going in there. This one's going to come across and go on here. And then this one, like I said, will go in here. And there we go. All the wires are in. This section is completed. That's all there is to do in that stage, and that's all there is to do in that pack. But before we're done, we're going to take a quick look at something pretty cool. So just take a look at this for a minute, and just, that's incredible how this is shaping together. And now our Enterprise is looking like an Enterprise. And I know we haven't been told to put these parts on yet, but you know, you can see where they're going to go, and this is how it's going to look. So just think, this is what your Enterprise is going to look like. This is how big this back section is going to be. So now we're actually going to start seeing the size of this. Hopefully we're going to get more of this done in the upcoming issues, and hopefully soon we'll get that other nacelle into place so we can actually get this thing finished finally. But I'm just glad it seems like we're going to get it finished, so yay. So that's it for this pack, and once again, I just want to give you an idea of the size of this thing. I mean, look at it. Just compare it to your body, compare it to my body here. Look at how big this thing is. And this is just the lower half of it, but man, I gotta tell you, seeing it like this, it really is incredible to see how far we've come, but we still got a lot to do on it. I mean, we can see we still got to do all the bottom. We got to do all this work on the bottom half here. We've got another, we're going to have another nacelle to build, obviously, but it is coming along nicely, and it's so great that it's coming along after it seemed like for a long time there we would never be getting this finished. So to be able to see it like this, I think you'll admit it's really impressive. So thank you again for watching the Model Frontier. As always, if you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And, you know, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you next time on the Model Frontier.